Welcome traders to yet another educational video of Nifty Short-Term View, episode number 42. In today's trading session, we can clearly see that Bank Nifty has been the clear winner as Nifty futures closed just less than 0.5% down, but Bank Nifty was a clear-cut outperformer in today's trading session by closing close to 140 points up. And especially thanks to PSU banks, because PSU banks were able to pull markets higher. I think in the late noon, we saw very drastic selling, but this entire pullback rally was really surprising for many people. Now, in terms of trend, if we look at the dual time frame charts, on my left-hand side, I have the hourly charts, and on my right-hand side, I have the obviously daily time frame charts. We can clearly see that the trend is flat even in the daily time frame chart and in the hourly time frame chart. Many people who are thinking that this entire rally which has happened, because I'll just try to share with you something in terms of percentage. You can see clearly that we have rallied close to 6% in the Nifty futures. And if people are thinking this entire rally is a new rally or a new uptrend, according to me, this is just a mere pullback in an overall downtrend. Now the question is, what has been happening in last couple of days? If you see properly, we have one big green candle over here on 30th May. After that, the candle which you see over here is an inverted hammer or a shooting star, which is obviously showing signs that there is some sort of selling pressure coming up from this 38.2% Fibonacci retracement, because yes, we have retraced close to that. And today's candle which has closed is a high wave candle. Now, generally high wave candles are signs that the trend, the ongoing trend is probably overstretched and markets are tired to go higher. But if we check closely in the hourly time frame chart and in the 15-minute time frame chart, the pullback which has happened is pretty sharp. And if I convert this particular candlestick into line chart, we can see a positive divergence in the price and in the RSI. You can see lower lows in price and higher lows in RSI. So that is the main reason due to which the pullback came. And one more reason due to which the pullback has actually come is this entire band. Now, if you see, when markets were trading below this entire band, there was consistent selling coming up. Whenever markets were coming somewhere over here, there were consistent selling coming up on the same level. And I think the zone is from 16,300 to 16,400 levels, close to that. Now, once market has closed above this particular resistance band, now this same resistance band is trying to provide a support. Now, this is called role reversal at play. Now, does this mean that in the short term we have bottomed out and will markets move higher? Well, no, it's not that easy. Now, according to me, as per my analysis, I would suggest that at 16,637 to 16,621, this short term, if you can see a very small band which I've placed over here, is trying to provide short-term resistance. Now, this same resistance band is very close. Just look at the daily chart over here, is exactly close to the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. So according to me, we need a close above yesterday's high, above this candle, which is probably 16,700. So if we close above 16,700 or something like that, and especially the first signs that market is ready to go higher will be a hourly close with a big green candle, decent volumes above 16,636 and 621. Once that happens, that would be the first green signal. The second positive sign will come probably when the candle will be closing on a closing basis above 16,700, and the next day again a follow through buying should happen, because you know what happens sometimes in market is you do have a very good big green candle, fine, that's okay, but next day if you have a sudden gap down, then the entire bullishness which was created by the first candle is completely negated. So we need a follow through buying coming up. And if that follow through buying comes up, then I think markets might try to test somewhere around 16,800 or maybe even higher, somewhere around 16,880, 16,900. Now, these are very, very short-term levels which I'm trying to share with you. Now, in case prices, if they are not able to surpass this resistance or even 16,700, then I think one needs to be very, very careful. All right. One needs to be very, very careful and trade very carefully. And the main reason for that is, my friends, we do have a support at the lower end. We do have a resistance at the upper end. So generally when prices are between support and resistances, you will see short-term choppiness happening, and especially short-term traders should be very, very careful because short-term choppiness can lead to a lot of stop losses. So trade very, very carefully. All right. Now let's have a look at the Bank Nifty future charts. Bank Nifty futures, I guess, if you see properly what has happened in the daily chart, especially, we do have a green candle on 26th May, again a positive day on 27th. In last couple of days, we can see there has been little bit of weakness, and this weakness is coming up due to this particular zone. There has been a lot of volume which has been generated in this zone, a lot of trading which has happened. And you can see this volume profile over here, which is opaque, these horizontal bars, and due to which the price is facing resistance over here. Okay. And in this entire band, in this from here to here, in this entire band, I think the biggest amount of volumes, if I'm not wrong, the biggest amount of resistance, which is right now a problem for the Bank Nifty futures, is from 36,481 to 36,208. This entire band, which you can see in the orange color, is a resistance band for the Bank Nifty futures. In terms of trend, I guess trend is flat in the daily time frame chart, and this is a mere pullback. And in the daily chart also, I think the trend is still flat. It's still trying to stick its neck out, but it's not completely uptrend in the hourly time frame chart. One more thing which I have noticed in the daily chart of Bank Nifty futures is, which I would like to share with all of you, is the volume pattern. You can see price has been going up in last few days, but the volume has been coming down. Just avoid today's trading session. Apart from that, if you see, overall volume has been coming down and the price has been going up. This is not a very good sign. I'm not saying that we do have a top over here or something like that, but this is something we need to keep in the back of our mind. All right. We cannot just ignore it completely. Now, going back to the hourly time frame chart, this particular band, which is from 35,889 to 35,837, this is going to provide obviously short-term resistance to the Bank Nifty futures. Now, what if price is able to sustain above this? We will need a hourly close with a pretty big green candle closing and sustaining above this particular level very, very confidently. If this happens, then there is a probability somewhere over here that 35,000, if it closes above, say, you can say above 35,926 or 35,950, we would probably have a short-term up move till 36,200 or 36,240. This is just a very, very short-term levels which I'm sharing with you. And the reason for that is market has been locked in a range currently in last 2 to 3 days, because if you see that I have not been uploading videos in last 2 days, and the major reason for that, my friends, is that market is consolidating sideways. If you see the hourly chart very, very clearly in the last 3 days trading session, market went up, it came down, and overall market price, Bank Nifty futures, is still there. If you check out Nifty futures also, market went up, stayed sideways, again it came down. So overall prices are eventually at the same level where they were possibly a couple of days back. Even on my Twitter handle, if any of you are following me on Twitter, I mentioned the same thing just I think 1 or 2 days back, probably yesterday, I guess, that after a couple of days rally and these gap ups, I think market needs to consolidate and market needs to go sideways. So I think we'll find out with time, and currently it's not a time to have a very big levels or very big views in the market. We are within locked in a range, and I think probably in a couple of days we'll understand where market wants to move. I hope this video has helped you to understand and gauge where Nifty and Bank Nifty futures are trying to move. And if you check probably the chart of IT pack, this is one sector, IT and realty pack. I think in my previous video, I had clearly shared that IT and realty are the sectors which need to pull back or probably consolidate. So I think realty was the outperformer a couple of days back, and even yesterday, I think you can see a very brilliant pullback in last couple of days. IT did manage to pull back brilliantly just a couple of days back. Yesterday it consolidated and today it has come down. So if this rally wants to continue, all right, you need to be very smart and you need to pick up which particular sector is ready to go higher. There is one sector which has not been able to pull back enough, has been metal. Now, what does this sector do in next couple of days? I think we'll find out with time, because a lot of sectors have pulled back pretty smartly. If you see, IT also has done its work. Yes, there is a little bit space left, but now what happens, time will tell. But if you check out metal has not been that keen on going higher. So I think we need to wait with time and understand what's going to happen. All right. So trade less, trade wisely, stay safe. Thank you.